Greetings, bloggers, vloggers, followers, and potters. Dustin here from Dustin's Dynasty with this week's video. Today we're going to talk about in the funk. And I use that word in the funk to describe a lot of times, when I feel sorry for myself or, when I get in a down and depressed mood. Sometimes it can be anxiety laden. Sometimes it can be just not wanting to do things. It's a very difficult time for me, but I feel that I need to come out about it just as much as anybody else would about anything else, with their condition. And autism, of course, is no different. We know that anxiety is a common factor with autism. And as such, it is part of my diagnosis. But it's a lot of times, and especially with COVID, that I struggle at times to grasp a sense of reality. And it's just you put in a day of work or you put in a day of programming, you come home, you're tired. Yes, I get that. You get dressed, and then you just want to sit and scroll on the phone. And yeah, it can be a relieving therapy. I found that TikTok can be therapeutic for me in some ways because I learn about other people's struggles and many communities in many marginalized ways. That makes me think I don't, I have it better than many. And that, it's a struggle because it's just a struggle to sometimes I need that for a reality check to say, okay, you're complaining about your life and that you have it so horrible, that's a box, so much. And yet you don't realize how well you have it. But yet you're in this funk and all you want to do is dwell on the negative and how horrible it is and how anxious you get. And the anxiety, as I learned, has been driven by, the building of adrenaline and cortisol by ruminating, and therefore I catastrophize on things. There's many things that I don't feel, when I do something new, and change is hard for autistics as well. But when we go to do something new, it can be very hard for us to can get into the change. We may have to look it up, or internet's a great technological resource. I've had the internet since I was 13, and it's a great resource, and it's been very helpful to me for a long time. On how to investigate on things and how things work. Sometimes when I was younger and when I first got my diagnosis, sometimes things were not always accessible through the web as they are now, and I'm very thankful for that. So for all the newer, younger people, they're 2 decades or so younger than I, be thankful for those resources because they were not there when I was first diagnosed 20 years ago. Likewise, so when we do new things. And it doesn't even have to be a new thing. It can be something that is only once a year. Like my fundraiser that I do every year. I haven't done it in a couple years, so it's been 2 years, give or take. It's something I'm not used to all the time. It's out of my routine. It's a Saturday morning. It's an all-day Saturday thing. It happens once a year. Yes, I know that. I usually know what I'm doing. I've done it for many years. That's where I've done that same thing every year. But it gets hard because I don't know what the climate or the environment is going to be for that event. And there's people coming in off the street and we're interacting with the public, so therefore I have to mask sometimes, and not just in the masking of the face, which I did have to do, but also the masking of my true self. So I really feel that I cannot be I have to act professional, and many people do mask in a way that they act professional and not their leisurely self. But I have to hide, I have to suppress the feelings of my autism when interacting with others, because, of course, you want to make a good, as in any job or anything I do, I want to make a good presentation to the person I am providing a service to, or collecting, or doing whatever I'm doing to present as a fun part of this fundraiser. So likewise, it takes a lot of energy. It sucks the living energy out of me, and it did for a long time. Things, it's for even to go and do something as simple as exercise. Every day I go exercise normally. Usually, in the evening I go for a walk. It's part of life now. I've done it for 2 months. It's part of what I do. My mother picks me up. We go walking. That's what we do. And yet, sometimes when I get out into that car, and I could be in such a funk, just this nasty attitude, and my mother is doing nothing but helping me. She is doing nothing but trying to be a helper in life by taking me out on the trail. And I'm trying to support her, yes, but I'm not only doing it all for her, I'm also doing it for me. And I know I need to do it because I've done well. I'm lost almost 30 pounds, so I need to do it. It's just part of life. You should walk. And, to get last night, for example, it was a little hard, and my mother threatened to actually turn around and go back to the car. So before we got on the trail, and, that really was an eye opener later on. But, the weather may be oppressive, what have you. And, you may have these thoughts in your head, but you have to think, there are truly people in many cases that want to help you, and you need to accept their help because, they're only doing it to help you and they care about you. On the same coin, if they are becoming irritating to you and making you become toxic, because that they're constantly asking you questions, or they don't know their boundaries, then you need to let that go too. And I'm slowly learning that, but it can just be something that you deal with, and it's like many things. Once I got out there and I was on the trail and we had a conversation, we didn't go the full 3 miles. We only went like 1 mile down and 1 mile back, but I was satisfied, and I was well enough to go, and get some things at the grocery store last night. So, once I get out there and I break the ice, so to speak, in doing an activity or a function, that, once I get the nuance of it and I feel comfortable about it, then I'm fine. And that's the commonplace in many of the autistic people. We feel uncomfortable doing something because we're not comfortable. We don't know what to expect, and we're not good with new people and new situations or interacting with people. So it can be a struggle in that regard. Now fast forward probably, I don't know, not 8 or 9 hours to this morning. So, we have those jitters, and you get up, get some breakfast, eat some food, have some jitters about starting the day. But, once we get in the vehicle, we get moving and we talk. We have a little more talk with the other passengers in the fundraising van, and we go and we do what we're supposed to do, and we feel, we get a good jive going. We really feel comfortable. And, sometimes there's people in life that can be a little, not up to our speed, or can be irritating to us, or oversensory, or be oversensitive to us. And ironically, I didn't get upset. It's just, it all starts a good day. And then I did that, and I had a slight change in what I was not used to for so long, and I had new driver going home, things like that. I got home, I laid in bed for about say half an hour or so, watched some TikTok, did some things, and then it's like I feel like crap. I feel like I'm just miserable, like I'm just like I'm just out. I'm out of it. You know, I'm back in the funk stage like I get all the time. And I thought, you know what? It just feels good to get a shower. So I did. And I got in the shower, and I realized something, that I had not got in the shower for approximately 3 days. And I'm not proud of that moment. Maybe 2. But I believe it was 2. But, you know, it's hard for me to take the sensories of getting in the shower, the multiple temperature changes, you know, just all the functions of the shower, the noises, the senses. And it's hard, but, you know, I realized that once I get in the shower and I spend some time there, I reflect, and, you know, I take, you know, I cleanse myself, I take care of myself really good, clean myself up really good, so I smell nice, you know, and, you know, it just works wonders. And I don't know what it is. It was about that. You know, just maybe because I was grungy all day from a couple days of work, you know, whatever. But once I got out of that shower and I got dressed, I wanted to do stuff. So I ate dinner, and now I'm vlogging. But in reality, you know, sometimes all we need to calm down our senses and get regrouped is something that calms us, like a shower. And, you know, I know that sounds weird. For autistics, it can be weird because some don't actually like or feel real uneasy about the shower or the bath. And, you know, sometimes we can take a bath or a shower and be totally content and satisfied and great about it. Sometimes it's just a struggle to get there, and it's not like you have to travel. It's not like I have to pay for the water. It's free, but it's a struggle to get there. And I honestly don't know how to summarize it, other than I just don't do it because it's a struggle. And, you know, it's not that it's mentally exhausting. It's just, it's a lot of functions at the same time, you know, where you have to change clothes and get temperature, and, you know, it's a lot. But once I got that shower today, I'll tell you what, I felt awesome. And I feel really good about myself. I feel really clean. I got some clean clothes on, you know, got to eat something. You know, all those things kind of add up in a sense. So, you know, maybe if you're in a funk, you know, take a shower, you know, do something to calm yourself down, because you're probably, you know, with the adrenaline and the cortisol building up, and then you catastrophize things. So you're really in that funk and catastrophizing about how horrible life is. But really, it's good if in many cases. So, for those that may not have such a great life, I feel for you. You know, try to get some help. Look up some resources on my website, dustinsdynastyusa.com. I certainly encourage you to do that. You know, sometimes we just need an extra push sometimes. So with that, I want to say thank you. Like, follow, and subscribe. As always, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest at Dustin's Dynasty, or Dustin's Dynasty ASD, depending on the channel. Follow me on the web at dustinsdynastyusa.com. Thank you.